Hey, the Gathering Place. This is Caleb and Lesley McClendon. We're so excited to bring you yet another podcast for All About Youth. And today we want to talk about the biggest impact, and what we think the biggest impact that you can have on your youth ministry is. And so, to answer that very quickly and in short, we believe that the biggest impact that you can make on the lives of your youth is that of quality time. Aside from programs and activities, and all these other great things, they're awesome, they're great. A lot of times they, spark interest for other people to join our ministries and things like that. But what we found to be true is that quality time uh, really is what develops our youth to be the best that they possibly can be. For example, I know with us in our ministerial context that a lot of times they just want to text, they want to just hang around. Even when we're here on Sundays, we can be busy going about work. All of a sudden, one of the youth is going to come in and just sit down on the couch. And just, what do you want? What are you doing? Nothing. They just want to be in your presence. They want some of your time, and so not to neglect that. Don't ever just assume that youth ministry is just about teaching and Kool-Aid and Bible games and all those different kinds of things. Those are awesome, but you want to make sure that you're taking time to affirm your youth, to let them know that they are loved, to let them know that you are there for them. I know, for example, one of the girls that I mentor, she is a middle school student right now. And she came up to me and she was just like, I need a mentor. Will you be my mentor? Now, honestly, I don't say yes to a lot of things because of time restraints. I feel like a lot of times I can be very, very busy. But I say, you know what? Because you asked, I'm going to do it. And so, she's been having some behavioral challenges and different kinds of things going on, getting in trouble in school, some disrespect going on with her parents and whatnot, getting her phone taken away, just a myriad of things. And so, I began to spend a little bit of time with her, texting her here and there, actually being intentional about going on my Snapchat and seeing her post and going to her Instagram and liking certain posts and letting her know, hey, why are you acting out of character? What's going on? Because that shows her, wow, she's paying attention to what I'm doing. Honestly, a lot of times our kids will act out simply because they just want someone to pay attention to them. And so I was calling her out on these different kinds of things, and she noticed, okay, I think she does care about me. So what happened a couple months later, this was not an overnight experience. I was sitting in church, and as I was sitting there, I got a text from her, and she goes, can I talk to you? I have something that I want to get off my chest. So of course, I'm like, okay, this is weird. This is interesting. And the truth is, I had a ministers meeting immediately following service. So I literally had something to do. But because she texted me, I said, you know what? I have a lot to do today, but because you initiated this, I'm going to sit down and meet with you. I came in my office. I sat down with her. She sat there, and all of a sudden, she just broke down crying. And mind you, this was a complete shock to me because she's not an emotional person.
Right.
And she goes, I want to change, and I don't know how, but I want to make the change. And I'm thinking, wow, what brought you to this point? And I really think it's because of those seeds of time that have been planted. Of her saying, okay, you're following me, you're paying attention to me, and I see your character. How can I become more like that? How can I choose to say no to certain things? How can I be an example? And so quality time really makes kids feel appreciated, makes them feel valued, makes them feel worthy. And so you want to make sure that you instill self-worth into your kids.
Right. And I love about that, just to piggyback on that, when you hear quality time, you think of something that's a long period of time, but the quality time isn't just something that you have to take all day to do. Quality time can mean taking out 10 minutes out of your day and texting them, taking a couple minutes, for example. One of our youth, he had to speak somewhere one day, and so the night before, I had FaceTimed him. I said, hey, what's going on, man? Are you doing good? How you feeling? Are you ready for tomorrow? How's your nerves? Are you nervous? Are you excited? What's and just that small thing, and it took me little 10, 15 minutes to do. But he was like, hey, man, I'm so glad you called. Can you pray for me? And I prayed for him, and he was so excited just the fact that he saw my face. And Lesley and I, now we try to be intentional on texting and calling just randomly, not nothing that they may expect or something like that. We just call them and see what they're doing, and it means the world to them. Even to the point where one of our youth, his parents had emailed us and said, "Hey, thank you so much for calling and checking up on him." And it was a situation going on, and she was like, "Hey, my husband and I were, really concerned about this situation, but we're so glad that you called and you talked to him about it, and he's been talking about it all day." So just the small things make the big things. So take out time is the best thing that you can do, and the most important thing you can do for your youth. Hey, so that's all that we have for you today, and we look forward to the next podcast. Peace.